I want to provide a little bit update about how my illness is going and how Olympic shoes are feeling, because I tried them out for 2 different days now. So this video will have 2 parts: how I'm trying to get past or how my illness is doing, and also the Olympic shoes. So let's get right into this video. Alright, so in this first part I want to talk about how the flu has been going, and thankfully it's mostly gone. It hit last Saturday at about 4 in the morning when I woke up and threw up a bunch of times. And then I had an entire day of Saturday where I just felt like complete garbage and sat on the toilet most of the day. And I only threw up on Saturday. That was the only day, that one bout of throwing up. So thankfully that was rather limited, but I've still been dealing with intestinal issues and just having to go to the bathroom a whole bunch, and that's still current as of even today. But it has been gradually getting better, so hopefully that will ease and go back to normal, because it's rather annoying having to use the toilet a lot, and they're not pleasant toilet visits, if you know what I mean. So I'm hoping those will become more and more far between, but thankfully they're getting better and I'm able to work out. Now I had to take a couple days off. It was I think up until yesterday, Thursday, today's Friday, before I started doing any lifting again. Part of that was actually because school got really busy, but a bigger reason was just because I just felt like garbage, really. My stomach just hurt all the time, and I was just sick, frankly, so there was no point of me trying to push myself to get in there to do stuff. But on the first day of the week, the workout went fine. I just kind of was iffy, and I just, went whatever. And then today it was kind of the same thing where I just felt kind of but I was still able to get through the stuff I want to. So hopefully, as I continue to get back into the swing of things, I'm able to feel better and to put weight back on, because that's one of the things I'm trying to do to get past this illness, is to put on the weight that I lost while I had the flu. On Saturday, I lost 8 pounds in one day, because all I had was a couple of bites of shredded wheat cereal and also a banana. And the only reason I made myself eat a banana was so I could have some cold medicine. And yeah, so I lost a lot of weight that day, and it's been kind of a struggle to get it back on because my appetite hasn't really returned, and it's hard to eat a lot when that makes you just have to use the bathroom a lot, and when the bathroom is not when you're having a lot of diarrhea, it's not fun to eat a lot. And it's been somewhat of a struggle to get weight back on, but I'm trying to eat a little dirty. I got some fried chicken today, and I also got some nacho cheese and some tortilla chips, so I'm going to be having those later, just to get some more calories in my system, because I'm just I can stomach food and eat normally pretty much, but I just don't have the appetite that I normally have, and I'm trying to get back to that, because I went down, like I said, 8 pounds, and I've been floating around 190 for the last couple days, and I want to get back to where I was, about 195. I mean, if I was like 193, that would be fine, but I don't want to be as low as 190, and I think eating a bunch of calories, kind of overindulging for a week, will be good. As I'm trying to recover from this illness, it's better to have a little bit more, I would think, while I'm sick, than to be at a normal amount of calories and whatnot. But thankfully, I'm feeling better, slowly but surely, and I haven't crapped my pants while working out the last couple days. And as far as actually working out, weights have felt a little bit heavier, but I think that's just more or less just because I lost weight and just was sick. So hopefully all the strength that I have either lost or perceived to have lost over these couple days kind of jumps back. And it hasn't been that dramatic. When I did squats, I did 365 for 2 singles, and the last time I did it for 2 doubles, so it wasn't as if I'm losing all my strength. It's just a little bit where everything felt a little heavy and a little awkward. When I was doing Olympic lifts today, because I hadn't done them in like a week, just because the illness hit right when I was planning on doing them, the snatches felt awkward, and clean and jerks felt kind of awkward, although I tried to do a split jerk today, so that was going to feel awkward anyway, but snatches felt really awkward. But hopefully those will get better as I do them more, and hopefully I can spend a little bit less time in the bathroom, but I guess we'll see about that. But yeah, that's about as far as the illness goes. That's why the video was kind of pushed back, and well, I guess that's why I'm making this one too, to talk about how crappy of a weekend I had, or at least a little bit of snippet into it. So yeah, let's get into the second part about Olympic shoes. Alright, so the new pair of shoes that I got were the Adidas Powerlift. I think the three, I'll put the exact name from Amazon in the description so you can see it. They're just the cheapest shoes I could find as far as powerlifting. They looked nice and they seem nice so far. They cost me just under $70, which I think was quite reasonable based on what I was seeing from other pairs of shoes. And so far they feel good and they work pretty nice. I tried them for squats on Thursday, and squats felt kind of awkward just because I hadn't done them in a while, and I was a little bit weaker because of the illness. But as far as my form and stuff, I think if my form looked a little bit better, the butt wink wasn't hardly there at all when I was doing any weight of squat, even when I got to my top set of 365. So I was happy with how those looked. So I'll probably continue to use those in the future for squats just because my form looks a little bit better with them. And yeah, that's about it for squats, but no other reasons as far as why I want to continue to use those. But moving on to deadlifts, and also a little bit about bench, but deadlifts first because I tried those today. Just to see what would happen. I figured I'd be a little less efficient, and that was true. It put a lot more strain on my back, and it wasn't a bad strain. It was just that was the muscle I was using more with them, just because I was leaned a little bit forward more. Then as far as Olympic lifts, they made me jump forward more when I was going through the transition part, the middle part of the movements for both snatches and for cleans. I was jumping forward a lot more than what I was used to, and I think that's part of just that elevation of the heel. I'm not used to that yet, and kind of pushing into the heel more, I guess. I have to play around with it, but I definitely was jumping a lot forward, especially with snatches. So that's something I have to work on a little bit more. And also with bench press, it wasn't a crazy big difference, but I was definitely a little bit easier to get my foot planted entirely. When I bench, I push off with my heel. That's where just basically all my weight goes. I don't push on my toes hardly at all. Or I guess kind of, but it's more of my whole foot. I don't know how people can point their toes or have their heels off the ground with that. I would have no leg drive whatsoever. So the heel helped a little bit with getting into that position a little bit easier. So it's something I'll probably use for bench. So pretty much I'll use it for everything, but if I do an exclusive deadlift day, because I will definitely be more efficient with just flat shoes as far as deadlifts goes. But for just about everything else, I think I'll use it for, because they felt good, they were comfortable, and I think they made my lifts a little bit better. And it wasn't anything where now I'm super strong and I'm going to go to the Olympics, but it was just slightly different, and it was a little bit better, and I think it was a little bit better than just using my chucks for everything. And I'll still probably use those just for deadlifts, but that, or if I just have just a random workout that I'm doing, but that doesn't really have any squats or anything crazy in it. But I guess we'll see with that. But I'm really happy with them so far. I'm definitely glad I got them, just because they're just new shoes, so I'm kind of into getting new shoes. I don't know why. It's kind of a weird thing. Just like I'm kind of getting into camera stuff, which is kind of weird hobbies. But I really like just how they felt in general. I'd highly recommend anyone who needs a cheap pair of Olympic shoes to get those. For me, I'm not doing any Olympic lifting seriously, so they're perfect for me. But they'll also be beneficial for squats and whatnot as well. So I'll end this video here. So if you have any thoughts or comments about my good old illness, and also about the new shoes that I got, let me know in the comments down below. And one other thing, if you have any recommendations, because I'll never know if I'll get sick again in the future. Hopefully not, but I'm around kids all day, so that's a possibility. Usually I'm pretty good about getting past illnesses as far as taking medicine and still eating and doing everything, and that's mostly when it's the neck up, when it's just throats or nose or any of that sort of stuff. But when I was having lots of intestinal issues, and that is just a lot of stomach pain, and I wasn't really had an appetite, and I was trying to I tried to drink a lot of Powerades and try to just get as many calories as I can. I'm kind of curious what other people do when they're having intestinal issues to kind of keep calories down, because that was a big issue over the weekend and through Monday, was just getting just any calories in my system and just being able to just eat anything and having an appetite. And I figured that was through eating foods that were dense in calories, and it was a struggle. And it might just be something that if you have a stomach thing, you just have to deal with not being able to eat normally for a couple days. But I'm curious what other people do when they kind of get in that situation where they're having intestinal issues or they're having appetite issues or different things like that, because it was definitely a really big struggle with just getting any fluids and getting any calories in my body, and being able to do that consistently and and doing all that fun shenanigans. So let me know if you have any tips or recommendations as far as that goes, because I very rarely have any intestinal or flu-like issues. This was the first time I've had any sort of flu since I was probably like 10 or 11. I've had intestinal issues before, but never like the flu like I had today, or on Saturday. So that was real fun. But so let me know if you have any tips or recommendations with that, and any other thoughts or comments, you can leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.